eye on that wildfire that spread a mile long overnight in Newaygo County. Fire crews tell us it's contained now, but the DNR is still monitoring that area.
And we have team coverage for you this morning. Matt Kirkwood is keeping an eye on the burn conditions, but we want to first go to Lindsay McComel. She is near the Manistee National Forest where this is all happening. Lindsay.
Yeah, Teresa and Casey, good morning to you. That's right. We are just west of Pettit Lake on M82 here in Newaygo County. This is actually Brooks Township. Now, at its biggest, last night, this was 250 acres, and crews did work for about 8 hours to get everything contained, which it is contained this morning. We're actually starting to feel a couple of raindrops, which is helpful, but I do want to give you some perspective on where exactly we are and how big this wildfire spread. Now, late last night, crews did shut down M82 between Elm and Spruce, given how wide the fire had spread at that time and the concern for people's safety. It did end up stretching more than a mile long from the southwest to the northeast, and then 3/10 of a mile wide. And as mentioned, the DNR confirmed that a few hours ago they did have everything contained. They will be out here again by 7 o'clock this morning to check on things. We do know 2 homes were evacuated as the DNR, along with U.S. Forest Service and nearly a dozen fire departments, works together to get everything under control. The calls did come in around 6 o'clock yesterday. We don't have a cause just yet. The DNR did have a red flag warning to be exact, out, given the fact that they didn't want anyone burning because of those dry conditions. Now, thankfully, no reported injuries last night. And coming up in our next half hour, I will have some viewer videos we received. We'll also be hearing from one woman who lives in this area who had to see the crews go by her house, kind of waiting to see exactly how far those flames spread. Thankfully, she's not dealing with any damage this morning, but certainly scary as we're really getting into this spring season and that dry weather. I'll send it back to you guys right now. Reporting live in Newaygo County, Lindsay McComel, 24-Hour News 8.
You know, this burn conditions, the red flag warning, this is something that we were talking about yesterday because it has been so dry and windy, and Storm Team 8 has been monitoring that for us.
Thankfully, we do have that rain moving in this morning. There's some more in the forecast as well. Our Matt Kirkwood joining us from the tracking center. Matt, I know we're getting a little rain this morning, but how much will that ease these fire concerns?
Well, the rain that's falling out there right now will end up being less than 1/10 of an inch. We certainly need more. We need a good, solid, soaking rain. If you saw those pictures of that fire, notice everything was dry. There wasn't any leaves on the trees yet, and we're still in that pre-green up mode. But I tell you what, after this good soaking rain, which is heading our way, we're certainly going to see that in the coming days. Let's take a look at it. Here is the rainfall futurecast. As Terry mentioned, mostly dry today, but tonight we ought to see a good solid rain, not just in some areas, but widespread throughout all of lower Michigan. That first batch on the radar is going to head to our north this morning, but tonight is going to provide us with a fair amount of rain. Then we ought to see another round of rain move in for Thursday night as well. So 2 really good chances of rain, which will add up to at least 1 inch of rain, maybe upwards of 2 isolated 3-inch amounts of rain. At the same time, and we haven't talked much about this spring, we could see some severe weather, but certainly today the bullseye zone for severe weather will be in the central plains right around the Kansas City area. We're just in a marginal risk. If we saw anything, it would be tonight and also on Thursday night, and again off to the west of us on Thursday. It looks like a greater threat of severe weather, but just the fact that we have some rain in the forecast is certainly very good news.